Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Yavashai Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. If you haven't been living under a rock, you already know what this is, and I'm even scared to freaking ad. I don't want to let it play too long because then that garbage gonna pop up on my algorithm. But, hold on, I'm at it. I lost my train of thought. Maybe 30 seconds, let's see.
This motherfucker kind of nice. I ain't never seen no shit like this.
Katie, I would like to introduce you to one of our new citizens in the neighborhood. Hello.
What's up?
Well, you look well dressed for the occasion.
And I am.
Perhaps you'll join us later. Ciao.
Ciao. Perhaps not.
Actually, no, I'm not. You can look at it on your own. Basically, what this video is a recipe for genocide, a genocidal recipe. And that has been rap culture for quite some time now. Telling you how to live, how to operate, under the wickedness of black culture, under that banner of black, adultery, all manner of witchcraft, manner of whoredom, everything you see. And we have it has gone so far as to this. But the crazy thing is that all of this is going to be flipped on its head. All of the idolatry, all of the self-worship, the inflated egos, the quote-unquote so-called equality between the sexes, all of this is going to be flipped on its head. And people, especially 2/3 of our people, are going to be caught unawares because this is what you see now. This is the trash you see now. The civil rights, the freedom, the so-called freedom, and what these women see freedom is the ability to have no standards, to be a whore. So anything dealing with standard, anything dealing with any sort of modesty or humility or respect is seen as a shackle about the neck. But just as this is happening, they think that they're shackled by, by someone saying that they need to cover up or that they need to, for lack of a better term, all in all, go follow the law, repent and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And the Lord is going to replace that with actual ones. Now, look at this. Is a video sent to me by Elder Malcolm of the Chicago camp. This is part 1. I'm not going to go to part 2. But this woman was fine. How about we just let it play? Look at that. A chain about her neck. We still got electricity. We still have, a little food in the grocery store. We still have some small similitude of what you would call freedom. You can still go and come as you please. You can turn on your lights and things turn on. You got running water. Who knows how bad? I mean, we have an idea of how bad things are going to get, but who knows, what parts of the country are going to experience what. You never know. But just look at this. And bear in mind that overnight, things can be flipped on their head.
Unbelievable video shows the rescue of a woman held captive, discovered with a collar around her neck, chained to the floor. Officers found her on the second floor of the home after discovering the entire first floor had been barricaded. Officers in Louisville, Kentucky made the terrifying discovery on August 16th on the city's south side. At about 7 o'clock that evening, a call came in from concerned neighbors reporting a woman screaming. Body camera video shows officers arrive on the scene. Early on, officials realized the entire first floor is barricaded off, blocking all doors and windows. But there is a second floor window open after the woman chained inside, 37-year-old Jonna Wilson, kicked out a window and began screaming. Officers use a ladder found on the side of the home to reach Wilson.
We see a ladder.
At the top of the ladder, officers find Wilson crying with a chain collar and padlock around her neck. Immediately, they ask about the suspect.
Is anybody else in there? He did what?
She was chained to the floor in full out terror, in a panic. And that's why she was, crying, saying, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. She's in shock. That is primal fear. Right? So from one end to the other end. And all of that can change overnight. So I'm going to spend some time in Wisdom of Solomon, bouncing around between the 13th and the 15th chapter. Our 13th and 14th chapter. All right, because I mentioned about the idols, and our people are heavy into idolatry. Everything but what is actually true. Everything but what is real. So this is in the GNT, Words of Solomon 13, starting at the top. Anyone who does not know God is simply foolish. Such people look at the good things around them and still fail to see the living God. They have studied the things he made, but they have not recognized the one who made them. And therein lies the problem. No recognition unto the one who made the things that you see. No recognition unto the one who keeps you and protects you from the things, not only that what you do see, but what you don't see. Instead, they suppose that gods who rule the world are fire or wind or storm or circling stars or rushing water or heavenly bodies or your money, right? Or the things, your material possessions, or your status, or even you yourself. You feel as if you are a god. In vanity, of course. Let me skip down. Let's see. All right, we'll start at 9. If they had enough intelligence to speculate about the nature of the universe, why did they never find the Lord of all things? But the most miserable people of all are those who rest their hope on lifeless things, who worship things that have been made by human hands, images of animals artistically made from gold and silver, or some useless stone carved by someone years ago. So a lot of people are going to be trusting in this system, in their riches, in whatever deity that they bow to, those lesser gods. Because a lot of our people will delve into the witchcraft, because this is nothing more than witchcraft.
Ride dick and I throw it back. I don't know where you wouldn't even know what to do with that.
Move out my way. Where my man at? Ooh.
Completely, just fucking disgusting. Good grief. was I reading? I read verse 10. Right, so in the spirit of things being flipped on their head, what do you think folks are going to be called? They going to be calling on white Jeebus, like that pork flavored Jeebus. They going to think that their money can save them, their gold can save them. But it is guaranteed, because it's prophesied that in a moment, like it just, so quickly things can change. And all of that pride is going to be wiped away. Oh, I can't slide over. Let me see. Let's go to 14. I think we got all we need in 13. Put that on. Okay. We'll start at 2. So in the spirit of those who trust in whatever they're going to, whatever they think is going to save them in these time of trouble, let's flip it on its head, right? We're doing comparing and contrasting. We're doing each of each, right? Verse 2, someone designed the ship out of a desire for profit, and a craftsman built it with skill, but it is your care, O Father, that steers it. So in the time to come, in these tumultuous times that is likened unto a storm out at sea, we understand that the Lord, the omnipotent Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, is he that covers and protects, and nothing goes on without his okay, be it good or evil. Verse 4, people may go to sea even if they have no skill, but because you can save them from any danger. It is your will that the things you have made by your wisdom should be put to use, and people can cross the sea in a boat and come safely to land because they trust their lives to that small piece of wood. Right, so when the Bible talks about the just living by faith, and that matter of fact, when it talks about, I need a precept of that. So when it talks about the just living by faith and those being narrowly saved, it's because they trusted in the Lord. Putting off these vain and foolish things, these lesser gods, these lowercase g gods in this earth right now, and in this system, and those who would go unto Egypt. Where was I at? Second Esdras. No, not first. Six. Turn that off. I'll start at 24, but just a precept to that, the point's in 25. All right, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So you see, there are things that we are going to see and we need to go through. And just like that ship that is at sea, we trust in the Lord's will and we trust in the Lord's way. We know that we won't sink. Just like as who walked on water? Was it James? Oh man, let me get that too, because that's a perfect example. He stopped believing. He left that. His faith grew small. It grew weak, and he fell in the water. Who fell in the water with Yahushai? Oh wait, who walked on? Peter, not James. Salakia. So, yeah. All right, you can read that in Matthew 14, 22 to 33. You can find that. So when Yahushua walked on the water, then Peter followed after him, and he took a couple steps, and then his faith kind of wavered, and that's when he sank. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid this behavior. We want to avoid women with this type of behavior. We want to avoid all manner of wickedness and idolatry and self-worship and self-aggrandizement and the ways of this life, the ways of Babylon the Great. Because this is the epitome of black culture. And you know what? We going back to Wisdom of Solomon, because that also brought something to my attention as well. I gotta find it. Ungodly people and these ungodly things they make. I mean, we can read 9, 14 and 9. Ungodly people. 8, 7. Oh man, I pray you sticking with me, man. I really do. I know it's a little much, and I'm kind of going all over the place, but I really want to get all of this. So, a blessing was on Noah's wooden boat that allowed righteousness to survive, but a curse is on an idol made by human hands. A curse is also on the one who makes it, because he works on the perishable thing and then calls it a god. Ungodly people and these ungodly things they make are equally hated by God, or by Yahweh. So it's continuing on in that talking about going out at sea, right, with that piece of wood. And this is fitting, because this is flood behavior, except the Lord is sending fire this time, not water. Because our people are in all-out rebellion. Let's see, do we want 16? Okay, so let's keep it going. And so God's judgment will fall on the pagan idols, because even though they are made from something God created, they became horrible things that trap the souls of foolish people. Sexual immorality began when idols were invented. They have corrupted human life ever since they were first made. So when you see this, you should think of Semiramis. You should think of Lilith. You should think of Ilnana. You should think these are all the same people, right? Idols. And they promote, and you know who the they is, they promote this type of behavior among our people, because these devils will always fund your downfall. We'll reread verse 12. Sexual immorality began when idols were invented. They have corrupted human life ever since they were first made. Idols have not always existed, nor will they exist forever. Why? Because Yahushua is on his way back to put a stop to all of this and set the earth in its proper course. It was human pride that brought them into the world, verse 14, and that is why a quick end has been planned for them. Once there was a father who was overwhelmed with grief, untimely death of his child, so he made an image of the... Okay, so that's all we needed. But, following in the spirit, let's get to 16. Let me get 16. As time went on, this ungodly custom became stronger. Finally, it became law, right? You see that here. And idols were being worshipped at the command of powerful rulers. What you see here. Rome 2.0, Babylon 2.0, the daughter of Babylon. Spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. What else can we get out of? So all the people came into the trap. Look at it. One thing led to another. This is verse 22. It was not enough to be wrong about the knowledge of God. They lived in a state of evil warfare, but they were so ignorant they called it peace. Is that not now? They murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices. They no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another an act of treachery or cause him grief by committing adultery with his wife. Everything was complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, sexual perversion, broken marriages, adultery, and immorality. Black culture. Right, so when 2nd Ezra 16 and 19 comes about, for those people that are going to perish by famine and by sword and the unrest of this country, because all you have is all manner of wickedness and debauchery. So when the lights go out, that will amplify. And then this will turn to that. Because nobody's going to repent but the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and that peaceable multitude that is spoken about in the book of Esdras. So we'll end it here on Isaiah 30. Let's go to Isaiah 30. Oh, there we go. You could even go into 31 as well. We'll start at the top. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. That is what's on the way. Because it's fun and games, and it's popular to act a complete buffoon now, never even considering your latter end, just like your father Esau. We'll go to 31 and we'll end it here. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And that is where it is, by the time that they catch on and realize that they should have been seeking the Lord all along and putting off this awful, disgusting, idolatrous and adulterous behavior, it will be too late. Then they are going to want to seek him. Then they are going to be trying to figure out what the names are so they can be, garner a little mercy. But it'll be too late. And that's why the Lord told Jeremiah, don't even pray for them. When I come down on them, I'm not listening. Don't even pray for these people. So I pray I'm on the right side, and you who is listening and learning, I pray we're on the right side of it, and not on the side of death and destruction and mayhem, and being given over unto the hand of your enemy, so that he may have whatever way he will, sticking you with the something that's implantable, or throwing you in a ditch to be tortured. All manner of wickedness these devils are capable of, and I don't want the Lord to let them get the victory over me. I want to get it right the first time, and I pray that you do as well. 144 call hello, you have a bust me out shot. So I know that I bounced around a little bit, but I pray that you understood the message that I was trying to get across, which is repent now, because 1 minute things are okay, and the next, that proverbial chain that you thought was on your neck, will be replaced with a real one. And you're going to be looking crazy, wondering where you went wrong. So with that being said, shalom.